Hello, everybody. Hopefully, we are live on YouTube, and now we are live imminently on Facebook. Yeah, live on Facebook, live on YouTube with a slight delay. No, that's good. And we are on Zoom. Yay! Great. Whoops, there seems to be a lag. Okay, why is it lagging? Right. For some reason we're lagging. Give me 1 minute. 1 minute. Why are we lagging? Why are we lagging? Panic, panic, panic. That seems okay. We're not receiving enough video. Give me a minute. Let's see. Okay, let's stop that for a minute. I'm going to stop that. See if that sorts out. Does that sort out? Does that sort out video? No. So it. Let's try one more time. One, two, three, four, five. The only thing I've changed is that actually affect anything. So let's try one more time. Oh dear, oh dear. I do hope we can get this working in a moment. Connecting.
Recording in progress.
Right. Okay. Right. Fine. There's a little lag, but it's a lot better than it was. So I think. Right. My apologies. A couple of minutes delay. But it's Sunday morning. It's 8:03, and my apologies. It was very laggy, and I'm now going to start my timer. I'm going to turn the sound down on the timer because I notice it goes bing a bit too loudly. What should we start with today? Let's start with this one. Legs pulsing gently. Sorry, excuse me. Let's just tidy up the trousers. Pulsing the legs, letting the arms float gently forwards and backwards. Yes, technology. I have no idea what happened. Possibly I have a really fast connection thanks to BT. And maybe it takes time to wake up on a Sunday morning. Certainly I take time to wake up on a Sunday morning, so why shouldn't my internet connection? I have no idea if I'm talking to myself. I've got nobody joining me on Zoom, but obviously you might be watching me on Facebook, in which case, hi, or you might be watching me on YouTube, hi. Zoom just allows it to be a bit more interactive in theory, and I can see you, you could see me, we could see each other. Yeah, sounds strange. No, it's actually great. I could give feedback and make things more interactive, perhaps. We will see. This is still very much a project in development. Each morning, each day, well, not each day, almost every day I learn something new about doing this and try and improve it. Uh, I now have the ability to put a starting time both on this video and the next, and I've just realized there is another technical problem. Keep doing this, keep doing that, or do whatever you like. Well, I just fixed, I've realized I've got the wrong timer on, so consequently it's, let's see, that should be right. 10:31 4:50. Right. Oh, it'll be too loud. It starts automatically with maximum volume. That's better. Okay, so you're all here somewhere. Yeah, I had the wrong timer on. I had a 30-second repeating timer on, whereas I want a 2-minute timer with 30-second intervals. So let's change to this, which I realise we've doing it halfway through the first section of the first. Don't worry. It's still doing it. Strange. It's the timer is making the wrong noise, and well, it's not making the wrong noise. It's making not the noise I would expect. Yes, and it's making the screen flash blue on the timer. Very strange. I must have changed something else when I was changing the volume setting. It's very pretty, the blue. If you can see just to the right of me in the, here we go, I'll move slightly sideways. In the lower section, there should be a few pixels, vertical, red. That's the timer on my phone. And in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, you see it flashes blue. No, it shouldn't do the flashing blue bit. It should just go bing. Oh, there we go. That's pulsing the legs one at a time. First left, right, left, right, left, right. Moving the waist gently side to side. Allowing the arms to float diagonally. Take the feet a little bit wider, hands up, let them drop as you come to the side. So you go to one side, hands float up, drop them. I think yesterday I did this variation and another variation where you throw them down, but today, just relaxing. Yeah, the problem with the timer, and I'm bound to go wrong, is that if I'm not looking at it, it doesn't tell me when the fourth time is finished. If I look at it, I can see what it's up to. That probably means as the session progresses, there will be some things that we do not do for 2 minutes. We'll do it more or less. Lift the arms, let them relax. The trouble here is you're trying to release and relax. It's all too easy to use the muscles in the arms to bring the muscles in the body, to bring the arms down. In this variation, it's not what I want to do. my feet in slightly. Leg position is kind of up to you to a certain extent. There's a fair bit of flexibility. I've seen different people do different things. Raising the arm and the leg, nice and easy. Now this is, I was going to say this is a different kind of relaxation. Sort of. Okay, let me open up my brain and you'll be able to see what I'm thinking about. Switch to opposite arm and leg. What I'm thinking about is the previous exercise. We were trying to let go of the muscles. So the muscles were relaxed because there was, that's on the downswing, because there was no tension in them. Here, I'm trying to just use the minimum amount of muscular force to do what I want to do. Go to same leg, double balance. Same leg and arm, sorry. Same side, I should say. Maybe that's same side, same arm and leg, I don't know. But here, now the minute I do the double balance, to only use the minimum amount of required muscle becomes more difficult. There is a temptation, especially opposite arm and leg, especially on the initial raise of the arm, to really kind of, to use a phrase I hope you'll understand, give it some welly. Just put more into it than it really needs. Trying to do the minimum. Okay, toe and heel exercise. Raise the toe, raise the heel. Side to side, nice and gentle. Foot. If you've been following along with my daily sessions, I can't remember if I mentioned a few days ago, I injured my foot and I've no idea how I injured it. And I thought at first it was going to be quite serious, but it seems to have it magically got injured. I've no idea how that happened. And now, touch wood, it magically seems to have got better. Change to the other foot, up and down. I'm kind of keeping an eye on it. It's maybe a little bit tender. Yeah, oh, poor Robert. But it kind of ties into the whole Tai Chi thing of doing enough, not doing too much. Yin and yang, things happen, things go wrong, things come right. Life is mysterious. Change to side to side. I occasionally wax philosophical, but my training is such that when I wax, or maybe I say training, some just how I am. When I wax philosophical, it's always coated in a nice sort of, hopefully coated with my sense of humour. I get fed up with people that wax philosophical and are very dry about it. I find it boring, sorry. Rotate the knee. I don't want to name names, but I was watching a video of one of the great and good teaching, and when they got to the bit where they were explaining stuff, it was very, very, very dry. And I'm sure, change direction by the way, I'm sure what they were saying was important, but my brain just went, whoop, which I'm sure wasn't the desired effect. So if ever I wax philosophical and you find me dry, please leave a note saying, please add water. And change to the other leg. I do genuinely believe that even really important subjects should include humour. Humour makes it easier to learn. When, I'm not doing it currently, but when in the past I used to teach self-defence, sometimes, sorry, I'm ahhing and umming and things today, but apologise for that. When I used to teach self-defence, sometimes in quite serious circumstances, there always used to be humour, change direction. And when also in the past, I haven't done it for, well, not since the pandemic, when I used to teach combat methods, combat Tai Chi, combat karate, so stuff that's on the edge of not so much self-defense as what you do should you ever happen to need to really hurt somebody. That was funny as well, hopefully. Intentionally funny. Right, diagonal raises. Too many people that teach self-defense and combat are, what's the word? Unintentionally funny. And we're, don't get me wrong, I've done it too. I've taught techniques that I look back on, especially techniques I would have been teaching over 15 years ago, changed to opposite. It's like, remember we're now doing the diagonal leg and arm raises. 15 plus years ago, I was teaching certain techniques. One of my instructors said, that doesn't work. Seems to, under extreme circumstances. He said, no, there's a physiological reason. We're not talking fight and flight response, we're talking about severe injury, doubles to the corners. He said, no, right, if this happened and then that happened, your body can't, So I changed. Well, stopped teaching the particular thing I've been teaching. Live and learn. Lifetime learning. So, Sunday. What am I doing today? Obviously going for my Sunday swim. Did I mention that we're doing diagonal doubles? We are. A bit of computer work to do. Maybe seeing some family and friends later. Yeah, probably eating too much as well since it's the weekend. And relax. Circle the shoulders. As I think I've told you, I don't have a plan for these exercise sessions, but I think we'll start today. I say start already. Best part of 13 minutes in, with some fairly straightforward exercises. Maybe I'll change direction, introduce a couple of new ones as we proceed. You notice I'm keeping my legs still. I'm not doing the bouncy thing. I'm just isolating the shoulders for a minute. I'm letting the legs just gently relax, just a tiny amount. I'm going to work on the legs more. I don't want to use the legs. Change to opposites if you can do opposites. I don't want to do any more than just relax the legs and sit back a little bit at the moment, because the preceding exercise was one that used the leg muscles, and I like to switch it round. I know, if you're at the gym, you have a leg day, or you have bicep blast or something. I stopped going to. I used to go to the gym 4 times a week, proper, gym sessions. Um, and I must admit, subsequent to the pandemic, although the gym has reopened, I don't really feel the need. I mean, okay, during the pandemic, I took up swimming, and doing that every day is fairly intense. I think where are we up to? Okay, we did this one yesterday. It's really quite gentle. Just taking the arms up so you can clap at the top and down. Yeah, what was I talking about? What was I waffling on about? Jim. Yeah, dear old Jim. Hello, Jim. I used to have a personal trainer called Jim. And sometimes Jim would come to my place to train. This was when I was in Buxton in Derbyshire. And now we're going to go forwards, back, in front, back behind. Yeah, sometimes Jim would come to my place, and sometimes Jim would take me to the gym. Or we would meet at the gym. Didn't ever take me there. But the gym that he was a trainer at, when he was doing outdoor personal training, outside personal training. Hey, who cares? Still, you learnt that I used to live in Buxton. And clap in front, diagonal, clap in front. I say clap, you don't have to clap, just touch. Get close to touching. I find it nice to touch. It just seems to work for me. Opening the chest, exercising the shoulders. I'm doing this another time simply because I want to. I'm also trying to relax my legs a little bit. They're straightened. Legs are sneaky things like that. Especially for old folk like me who grew up being taught to stand up straight, stand tall, be a little soldier, which isn't always what you want the body to do. And relax, step in a little. Very simple exercise, swinging the arms. I'm going clockwise, anti-clockwise. I'm not overly bothered about which arm crosses in front of the other. It's a bit of separation, so it doesn't really matter. Change direction. The hands stay in front of the body. It's very wax on, wax off. I do apologise for that. Yeah, let's be honest, Karate Kid was a fun movie, and I do mean the original one, not the Jackie Chan remake, which, if they'd called it Kung Fu Kid, I would have been completely happy with it. Okay, we're now going to take both hands in the same circle in front of the body, and we're allowing the waist to help us with that. The waist, the hips, the legs, the feet, and the planet Earth all aid us. Gravity is our friend. Direction. One of my favourite martial arts sayings is about the art of Aikido, and it was something along the lines of Aikido, the art of hitting somebody with the planet, which amused me. And I have done a little Aikido training. Okay, the next exercise I want to do is just the gentle leg raises. I'm not going to use the arms at all. They can just rest on your hips or just down by the side. Nice and gentle. Go to whatever height is suitable for you. Now we go tick-tock, as I like to put it out to the side. Nice and gentle. All you can do is that's what you do. Bring your foot up to the side. Yes, I have known people who are that flexible. Then by all means do it. Check behind you so you don't kick anything when you do the next one. Just gently kick behind. And as you probably like to know, I like to finish off those three with just a few seconds each way. Gentle hip rotations, nice and easy. Change direction. Feet hip width apart, let the legs bend, sit backwards slightly, be an arrow. Nice and slow. Well, medium speed, I suppose. That would be slow, and that would be fast. So somewhere in between. Somewhere that you can comfortably do it without hurting your elbows, without getting exhausted. Change direction. Same direction. The other, same direction. Yeah, there is a lag still on the screen. Very odd. Yesterday, I was doing pretty much exactly the same thing. I didn't spot any lag. Here, there's half a second lag. I think technology wonderful. Tuck the elbows in, keep the forearms still, rotate the hands. Sit, direction, rotation. Trying to relax my legs a little bit more. So the muscles in the legs get a little bit of exercise, they get stretched a little bit, especially the whatever they are. I forget. Both in the same direction. think we'll stay with the wrists for a while. You can let the forearms move. Start with sort of flapping the arms side to side, flapping the hands side to side. So you're gently working the wrists. Chopping, as it were, up and down, vertical movements. Allowing the hands to go. Hopefully you can see that the hands are flicking upwards as well as flicking downwards. Go back to side to side. I was talking to, well, actually I've got several students with arthritis and I've got a dear old touch of the darn thing myself. If I had arthritis in the wrist, I probably wouldn't do these two exercises. They might be a little bit too much jarring. If you train with me regularly, you'll know I only do them intermittently. They're an intermittent exercise. I don't know that I would want to do a lot of them every day. It's very difficult to know how any one person's body is going to react. Next exercise, palm up, other palm down, pull, push the arm straight, hyperextend the arm indeed, and pull the fingers back towards the elbow. When we release slowly. This exercise, don't just let go. Turn so you can see I'm pulling back. Then I release slowly. Other arm, other hand up, other hand top, pull back, pulling my, so I turn this way so you can see, pulling my fingers towards the elbow. Adjusting my stance, sitting down again. Changing to the other hand. One palm up, one palm down, pulling the fingers back towards the elbow. The lag has increased. You can see on the screen, I talk, and then the screen image of me talks. I do hope the lag isn't too bad, and I do apologise for it. The only thing that I have done today that's perhaps causing a problem, I wonder. I turned on noise suppression. I changed hats, by the way. I turned on noise suppression. I bet that's it. Keep doing this until the thing beeps. I'm going to quickly turn noise suppression off because I would rather have a bit of noise. Yes, that's what's doing it. That's the beastie. Aha. Aha, as they say. Aha. Yes, I'll turn it off completely tomorrow. So, anyway, relax. What it is, noise suppression. Yeah, I'm going to turn it off now. Noise suppression uses a lot of CPU resources. CPU, just in case you're not a computer geek, I was a computer geek many years ago, and I still have some geekiness left in. Let's see, how do we get rid of that? We do that, confirm, yes. Right. Yes, it does actually say that noise suppression uses CPU time, so my apologies for that. So there may be a slight buzzing noise, but what the heck? Right. I think we're a bit quicker now. A bit, maybe. Where were we? Hand, wrist exercises. Next one. Tommy Cooper impersonation. Just like that. Right. So, sorry, really bad Tommy Cooper impersonation. And anybody younger than me probably doesn't know who Tommy Cooper was anyway. Let the wrist bend. Put the hand on top. Pull down. Let the legs relax. Sit back down. So I'm pushing down on the back of the hand, and at the same time I'm allowing the elbow to drop down so it stresses the ligaments. I think it's ligaments across the back of the hand. Ligaments, tendons, some technical thing. Relax gently, always relax gently. Other hand down, other hand on top, push. I think I've mentioned that these exercises I originally learned 50 years ago, 51 years ago, when I used to do rock climbing. So they were exercises there. We'll swap sides in a moment. Remember to release gently. And I used to do this. I used to live in London. Sorry, one of those memories that I was talking about, I think, yesterday. I can remember things from 50 years ago. I can't remember things from like 10 minutes ago. It's really sad. Right, anyway, I was doing these exercises once on, I think it was a London bus on my way to work when I worked and lived in London. And this darling little old lady, I mean, probably younger, she was probably younger then than I am now, saw me doing these exercises quite vigorously with sort of looks of pain on, and she did sort of say, "Are you okay, dear?" And it was like, oh yeah, just doing some exercises, but I didn't want to get into I do rock climbing. I enjoyed rock climbing for a while. I was actually not terrible at it. I was, I mean, by modern standards, things have changed, well, enormously. Okay, gently circle the wrists, nice and gentle, no rush, just try and go for a full range of motion. Change direction. Circle the hips, nice and gently. The more you can let the legs relax, hips, knees, ankles, the more you can let them relax, the easier these circles should feel, and the more fluid. Change direction. And indeed, perhaps the larger they can become. Do try and make sure you're going forwards and backwards as well as side to side. Change direction. and change direction. The next exercise, which is going to be a diagonal movement, I don't think we've done before, so you may want to watch for a couple of moments before trying to do it. Take the feet just a tiny bit wider, both hands, slide down the leg, and then you go to the other side, slide down the leg. So you're going to your left diagonal and then leaning back on the right diagonal, and then going on the right leg and leaning back on the left diagonal. And obviously after each down and up you come back to the centre just for a second. Oh, excuse me. Down. Up. Relax. What we call inner circles with the waist, or the belly dancer variation. Direction. I am smirking slightly because the flexibility in my hips and waist is somewhat off today. A trick I learned is if you put your hands there, sort of a couple of inches below the navel, it gives you a little change direction, gives you a little bit of sort of physical feedback, and may make the exercise a little bit easier. So you can kind of feel what you're doing. Change direction. I wonder if the noise that the microphone sometimes picks up in the background could be the fan. I thought the fan in the computer was silent. Maybe it's only silent to my old ears, not to the microphone. I shall have to experiment, maybe move one or the other, and relax. We're going to do a couple more exercises. One of the ones I want to do is one we've already done this morning. I just want to do some more knee circles. change to the other leg. I know we've moved away from the timer again, but such is life. Other direction. Go back to the other leg, raise the knee, take it outwards. If you want to bring the arms in, you can. I'm not going to today. Bring the leg out to the side and in. The adding in of the arms is up to you. Freedom of choice. Freedom of choice. Is it an illusion? Please write 20,000 words on that. No, I'm not at university anymore. I don't have to do that. Other leg up and out. Out to the side and in. Not sure how well I'll be able to do this exercise because I think I've mentioned before we have a slippy floor here. But I'm going to lean to one side and then I'm going to lean to the other side. Trying to keep my knees in line with my toes. Let me come back a bit so you can see. And then I'm going to widen it slightly. Not rushing, not really paying attention to the timer anymore. Not for this one. Gradually letting it extend. Stretch, extend, stretch. May help you if you look towards the toes on the leg that you're stretching. Or it may not, up to you. Try not to lean too far forward. Probably finding it difficult to keep completely upright, but as upright as possible. And yep, my legs are sliding. So we'll go to, right, if this is all you can do, this is all you can do. If you can do this next bit, then fine. What we're going to do is crouch down and touch the floor. And here you do have to lean forward, and it is quite an extreme stretch, so obviously only do it if you can. And then we go to the other leg, and as you can see, I'm using my hands to help me across the floor. And bringing my foot in and giving the legs a straight. I used to be able to do that unsupported, and maybe we'll work towards doing, oh no, it needs more flexibility than I have at the moment. So, nice simple exercise, gently coming forward, bending backwards, forwards, or neutral I suppose that is. So, gently, just gently. Now, stay back, and I've changed my hand position. Roll the body gently side to side. I'll show you on the big picture what it looks like from the back. I'll turn and face you. Nice and gentle. And relax and circle the hips. other direction. Okay, I think we'll just finish off with a couple of the neck exercises. Won't do a full set of that. It's been a bit of a funny session because of the lagging problem. Right, so legs relaxed, knees bent, turning the head side to side. Arms come up, nodding the head up and down. And I think we've lost the picture. Tilt the head side to side. Not quite sure what's happening.